All right, what's up, guys? Can you hear me or no? Let me know if you can hear me. I've got my iRig here with the SM57 plugged into it. So I unplugged it so I could talk to you guys, but if you can't hear me, let me know. Otherwise, how's the audio coming through? I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I kind of just did it on a whim, so hopefully it's coming through okay. I hear you. So I personally think that one of the appealing things about the quad Cortex is what you guys just heard. I was actually playing through my captured duality. I captured my duality, my favorite pedal, and I captured my SLO. So I'm playing through my actual gear on the quad Cortex as opposed to playing through amp modelers that were made by somebody else. I don't know how the Helix, how all the architecture and stuff like that works, but I don't think that you can make your own profiles of your gear. I'm not sure, but you guys let me know because I'm not super familiar with it. I don't really do the digital stuff, and the only reason I wanted to check this out is because of the capture function. So right now, I'm running the quad Cortex directly into the power section of this little Marshall DSL-20. And honestly, it sounds really, really good in the room. Like, I'm kind of blown away at how much it sounds like my SLO. It even has some of that like harmonic upper mid content and everything. So super impressed so far. Super impressed. I'm gonna try to log into YouTube and see how well this is coming through real quick. I literally was just playing and had this idea and threw it up. So hopefully it doesn't sound terrible. I can't actually load the screen, but that's the name of each individual function. I think you're kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of want to have a bone to pick with this technology by the way that you talk about things. So it could be just on your end, but it's called the capture function versus the profile function. So I'm going to switch over to my Splawn capture that I did and play through that for a minute. So we're going from the SLO over to the Splawn capture. Guys, so that was my Splawn 6550 that I captured. Still using the Deadwell duality pedal. I know the cables kind of look like a mess right here, but this is a really cool function in my opinion. I'm literally playing through my own amps out of this thing, bypassing the cabinet simulation inside of the quad Cortex and just going straight into the power amp of this little Marshall, and it sounds massive. And the amps sound pretty true to how they sound in real life. So far, those were definitely cool. Let's check out my Badlander profile. I think this one's quite a bit quieter. Alright, so it's a little bit quieter and it's a little bit thinner. When you don't push the power amp on the DSL, the amp sounds a little bit thin until you really start to crank the volume. So we're going to push up the bass, push up the mids. We're going to bring that treble back quite a bit. So yeah, obviously I don't have the mic plugged in, but that's my Badlander capture. I can never play that right. Alright, so that's the Badlander. Obviously we don't have that mic'd up right now, so it probably doesn't sound killer coming through the actual speakers, or coming through the phone mic, I'm sorry. We can go back in. How about the rev? Purple channel on the rev. Alright, so definitely less gain. That sounds just like the amp. That's crazy. Let's turn that bass up. Turn the mid up. I notice I have to turn the treble down on a lot of these when I'm coming through an actual power amp. Dude, this is fun. so you guys can actually hear what it sounds mic'd up as opposed to my cell phone video. Okay, so that was the Rev Purple channel of the Mark III generator that I have. That's a capture as well. We're going to go and see what else I captured because I kind of forget. Oh, Dalton Peters, my buddy, sent me, I don't know what the hell I just did. He sent me a capture of his famous cobra. We're going to check that out because I haven't messed with that yet. If I can figure out how to do it, I'm feeling very boomery right now. Ooh, that immediately sounds really good. I can see it right here on the computer. Alright, so this is the famous Cobra with no boost on at the moment. It's crazy how good these amp captures sound. We're going to turn the gain down a bit on the cobra. And we're going to turn the dead weld back on. Alright, so now we got plenty of gain. Let's get some more bass on that. So that sounds dope. Let's get some more mids. Alright, I'll plug the mic back in for a little bit on this one. This sounds really good. Alright, so Dalton Peters, Framus Cobra. Sounds fantastic. Really, really good. I'm super pumped on that one. I'm going to change it to something else. We're going to do my Dover. Wow, that's quite a bit louder. Alright, so that needs some bass. That actually, I kind of want to take the boost off of that. I'm not liking the way that sounds. Get a little more gain. Alright, truthfully, I'm not liking the Dover capture. This is really bright. Let's see what my other one sounds like, because I had another one on here. That came out really thin. Actually, you know what? We're going to go to, let's go to my 2203 with the Lynch mod installed. Ooh, there's a Marshall. That's with no boost. Let's take the boost. Nope, just kidding. The boost is on. Let's turn the gain on the amp up a little bit. So I'm going to mic that up for a minute, and then we'll probably call it a day on this. This was just kind of like a fun little experiment. I'm about to send my pedal board flying because I have no organizational skills. So that was my JMP 2203 with the Lynch mod installed. I don't know what the difference between profiling and capturing is. Like I said, I think that is their... I just think that that's Kemper versus Neural's terminology. I don't really know, truthfully. I think they both do kind of the same thing. I'll find out soon. I'm supposed to get a Kemper in here this week. But I just think that on a Kemper, you profile because that's what they called it. On here, there's literally a capture out, and they're called neural captures. So it could just be their terminology. I really think that's the only difference between the two. But don't take it from me. Take it from somebody who knows a little bit more. I think they're essentially the same thing, just different terms for each company. I can't believe how good this sounds in the room, guys. I could definitely get away with using this. Yeah, I really could. I think that there are some frequencies missing from each amp in the mids that almost makes it sound slightly hollow. But other than that, I mean, you can definitely get the sound of each amp. You can get the feel of each amp. What's really cool is when you roll the volume back, that it responds like an amp. It doesn't sound sizzly. It sounds like it would if you were just legitimately rolling the volume down on your guitar. Oh, sounds super, super good. Alright guys, I'm going to do one more profile and I'll get out of here. I'm going to capture some more stuff over the next week and start posting it up, but this was a lot of fun. I haven't actually put these through a tube power amp, and the only reason I started this live stream is because I put my SLO capture through the tube power amp of this little Marshall and was immediately kind of just taken aback by how good it sounded. I was really surprised, especially SLO, you think big, clean power section, 6L6 power tubes. Well, we're going through this tiny little Marshall that has EL34s and little mini transformers, and it still sounds good. So it still kind of gives you the feel of the amp as well. I'm not really sure how that works exactly, to be honest, but I'm not mad about it. It sounds good. So we're on my Splawn quick rod mid gain profile. Ooh, that one didn't come out so good. It's really harsh. Really, really harsh. I might have to redo that one. We're gonna pull those mids back a lot. Okay, yeah, we're gonna delete that profile. That sucks. That sounds bad. Let's go back. We'll go back to the SLO, because that's what I started on, and it sounded really good. So, back to my SLO profile. You know what? I have the presence turned up on this thing quite a bit, because the Splawn and the SLO sounded pretty similar, actually. Let's go back to the Splawn. Changing my mind every 2 seconds. So, quick rod, mid gain. They actually sound surprisingly similar. Alright, that definitely has all the clarity that my Splawn has, but we need more bass, and we need less treble, and I'm going to pull the mids back too, because that's pretty mid heavy. So this was meant to be a mid-gain profile so I could boost it out front. And we already have that going on. That's probably why it sounds a little bit thin, honestly, because the Splawns can be a little thin if you don't have the gain on them cranked up. Alright, let's get a little bit more gain on it. What's up, Metal Snake? Yeah, that could be, we could be getting some compression from the power amp and some tube amp sag. Let's turn the volume up a little bit. Because, like I said, when you start to compress the power section in this little Marshall, it starts to kind of broaden things out a little bit. Also, let's change over the dead weld to the blue channel, because I captured the blue channel as well. See if that makes a difference. Ooh, that makes the high end even more abrasive. Alright, let's go back to the 6550 capture, because that one was nice and thick. Not as harsh. Alright, so let's get the treble brought down a little bit, because that hurts. Hurts the ears a little. Let's do some more gain. Tons of mids. Do some more bass, less mids. Alright. What's up, Hoppo? JJ? I'm gonna plug that mic back in so you guys can hear it with the mic on it. Guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope this was enjoyable for you to listen to. I have no idea what it's going to sound like on the playback, so I'll wait till it posts. But yeah, the Quad Cortex through a legit 2 power amp and cab sounds really, really good. Really good. Yeah, I'm honestly super impressed. I'm going to go back and listen to the mic tones that I was just getting because in the room they sound great. I almost feel like I have too much high end dialed in to these captures for a live setting. So maybe that's something I can kind of go back and work on a little bit. But we'll see. Going back to my quick ride. Alright, I'm having too much fun. I gotta go do some yard work, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this was helpful. Have a good rest of your day.